And it's going to be a lot of jumping around, so I'll just start it off like this. I'll just say, all right, whenever you guys are ready, let's do battle here. So whenever you're ready to move, if you're playing as the white side, I'm once again ignoring spectators. You won't see it on the screen, but as soon as I see somebody move, my tab will start blinking, and I'm just going to jump over right around. So wherever I'm at with the white pieces, I'm going to just start making moves. And I'm going to go with all d4s. Okay, I'm seeing somebody come out with that. Let's go with knight f3. Knight f3. More red tabs here. More people moving here. More people moving here. Let's try Sicilian. And c4, I want to open up the c file, maybe target c7. And I might want to go into a Slav with this game. Still nothing going on here. There's something. Might go with the Zveshnikov. Could end up in a lot of different things here. Knight f6. Let's take open Sicilian. I could take and get the queens off. I could pre-move that. And let's do this. I want to get my bishop eventually outside of my pawn chain. Knight c3. And, well, I'm winning a pawn, aren't I, with that? My knight is pinned. I was ready to play queen here. Let's not do that. Throw a question to that bishop. Queen's off the board. I'm up a pawn in that game. Light square bishop out to a spot where it's very active. Right here. And okay, let's just get my knight out. Development. There's no queens on the board. I'm gonna take with my queen. Eventually I could undouble my pawns. This guy, oh, it's my move in this game. I thought I had moved, but I didn't on that one. Let's get my knight out. Can meet moves like eventually queen b3 with queen b6 and that. I'm gonna have these two pawns knock out that knight. And I'm going to throw a question to that queen. I get play on the a file if my queen is captured. Just more development here. Bishop here. I could basically do anything in that one. Just get my minor pieces out. Back up, keep that pin. Still nothing here. Possibilities for forks, and I think everybody is still thinking on their move. It's not blinking. Oh, except for this one. This one wasn't blinking for a second. Now they're all coming in. And let's get more development in. And more development. If I go here, I have to be careful of a fork eventually. So that's why I'm going to a more tame square. Still no movement over there. Let's negate this pressure on this dog. And I might want to try for rook c8, c5 stuff. Open up the c file. If knight takes, I'll recapture like that. Okay, I don't want to take. Let me just back up. Knight right there. I got to go d6, I think. And, okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and get in b5, and I think I could do just that. I'm okay if the knight gets my bishop. Still nothing here. More development. I want to get my c-pawn out before I play knight c3. And let's kick this knight away. He's too annoying to me, and then I'll follow up with knight to f6. Still nothing here. I'm looking for this b5 move. And I'm going to do b5 here, looking for a fork. Sometimes knight d5 is available, but d5 isn't a hole. And let me just castle. I'm okay with double pawns. I think we might be seeing e4 happen real soon. And this is a little bit annoying right here. Yeah, this is a bit annoying because of h5 or something. Maybe I should... let me kick that knight away. I think he's too disruptive, and I don't want that pawn push to happen. So, what else is going on right here? Let's get more pieces out. Knight right there. I think we're going to have a bunch of trades here. And if pawn push, I could consider taking this knight. I have to be careful about h4. My bishop is hit, but again, I'm not too sure I'm concerned about that. I'm hitting a light square bishop. And the knight went home. This seems like a good spot. There's not a better spot for my queen bishop. Let's put a question to that light square bishop. And, okay, still in a think here for black. I think once the opening stage is complete, there'll be some more thinking involved. But these earlier moves, I'm not so sure. I need to invest a ton of time. Okay, let's get more development out. Anything going on here? Still thinking. There's another move. I think I want to get this involved. Okay, and now pawn push before it's too late. Before this rook is connected, I want to make use of this break. I could do c4 later on to undouble my c-pawns. More development. There's not a better spot for my dark square bishop. I'm not sure if there's going to be pressure on here. Let's do this just in case. Hit the bishop and guard this square in case knight g5. This one, there's castle. I could take this. I could push here. I might want to do this. It followed up with f4. Let's guard g4. And I could take here because of that pin. That's why I did b5 right there. Now, potential pawn push followed by a fork. So if I do this, knight takes, bishop, pawn takes. I have a nice center, however you look at it. So let's do this. And if takes, I'll recapture with my pawn. Pressure on this point. Let's come here. Knight right here eventually could be played. What else here? My opponent's still thinking over here. Castle was just played. I could take this knight, but I like my light square bishop too much. Let's come back. Actually, hang on. Bishop takes knight here. I don't want to enter opposite color bishop ending. Knight takes. Okay, I don't have anything else. I do have to be cautious of this pawn push. If the queen plays to e7, that's the threat. Nothing better than castle as far as I could tell. Over here. Pawn push. Pawn push. The knight has to go somewhere it's probably not too comfortable with. Right here I take, and I think that's a good structure. Pawn push is not good. I lose my queen. Rook right here, active, purposeful, logical. Rook's on open or half open files. Okay, this is a little bit annoying right here. Might I be needing to play rook here? Let's do this. This pawn is passed, but if it goes too far, it may turn out to just be overextended. Bishop back. Let's come here. I want my queen out. Maybe I could break at that c3 pawn. A fork is available. What do I want to do with my light square bishop? Bishop here. Let's do it. Bishop here. And knight right there. I think I take because it's a little bit more closed. And I think king to b1 next. Let me just make another move here. I think I might want to think about that one a little bit more. And I shouldn't have gone away from it. Let's just stick with one thing here. I'm losing track. I have to organize my thoughts a bit better. Okay, so right here, what should I do? Let's see. Time to think a bit more about these. What's a good plan? I'm up a pawn in this position. I'd like to have the dark square bishops off the board and have my knight still around. There could be this move that clamps down on my structure. I think, however, getting my king here, I was going to go king b1, but let's do king d2 so I could play rook c1. This seems purposeful. Let's just make a move. Queen here, there is knight here. Maybe bishop here is a good idea. There might be some tricks right here with knight takes and then coming through here. I might want to do knight e7 to f5. Here, there's a lot of pressure being placed on this pawn. I have it defended 3. It's hit 3. Let's get more development in. Rook there. I think c4 or castle. I better do c4 now before it's maybe too late. Yeah, it might be too late. I think they might be seeing a B pawn push if I were to just be routine in castle. Knight here seems pretty good. Or maybe knight g4 to e5, or maybe getting a knight to this square. I'm going to do this. I get this diagonal if there's a capture, and I also get this file. I could maybe pivot on the d4 square if there is that capture. Doubled pawns in that position could be pretty good. Let's see. Let's come over here. Okay, pawn push. Now this is a bit of a pain. Or a lot of a pain. Okay, well, This is not so fun. My knight needs to go home. Alright. That position can close up very easily. Rook right here seems very purposeful. If I do this, I have to babysit my pawn. Let's get to an open file. Anything else going on? Okay, this is played. I could take that light square bishop. I could take this knight as well. Maybe I could get out of this pin somehow. Queen here. I could take that. I want to be able to push here. Let's do... No, I drop a pawn if I do that. Knight here. I don't know what I want to do. Let's try that. I want to focus on the e5 square. Still no movement here. Or here. Or here. Or here. But now there is here. Okay, so are there tricks with just taking on this square? Maybe I could double up on the c file. I think we could be seeing f6 soon. Maybe I should lock this down, even though it gives up this square. Is that going to be alright? Or, maybe I get my knight back. Maybe that's an idea. Yeah, let me try that. I want to reinforce this pawn, maybe support it with my pawn, and everybody has just moved there. Let's take here with check, and no matter what, come back. Whoa! What was I just telling you? Sneaky stuff right there. I'm losing 2 pawns, so... Alright, that's going to be an interesting imbalance to have to work with. And now b2, a lot of pressure on b2, and I'm not liking my position in this game. At all. Not at all. Okay, this is trouble for me. I could throw my knight here. Actually, that's probably good because I have forks happening. There's a queen check, and I could block with my queen, maybe. We're going to see about that, though. Knight here. Do I just castle? I want to trade off my dark square bishop for one of the knights, I think. Because I don't know, is he going to be able to do anything constructive? If I play here, knight here, I just castle. If knight takes bishop, I just recapture with my knight. I'm going to give that a shot. Seems like it could be okay. Queen there. Okay, now what about this move right now? And then take the light square bishop, pawn push. I want to get to this point with my light square bishop maybe if I get rid of this guy. Or knight here. Actually, knight here forces the bishop to take. Otherwise, I get the b pawn. Nothing here yet. Queen check. Queen block. We exchange queens. I still have knight here as a threat. And as awkward as it seems, I might be wanting to play here eventually with my king. Should I just run away with my king? Let's try a queen trade, maybe. Yeah, okay, the queens could come off in that game. I don't have anything better than to take on this square. So I might as well do it. Okay, 3 pawns for a knight. That is an interesting imbalance right there. Very, very interesting. Knight here forces rook back. If I play here, I can't be making use of this square with my minor pieces. Let's see. Knight g5. Or just double up rooks. I still want to... No. Is rook here going to be played? Ah, wait. Actually, I have an opportunity for g4. Takes, takes, and then maybe play here. g4 might be good. And then if rook here, I could play g5. I think that works. I'm going to try it. For that brief moment that was in there. And I take with my queen. I want to keep this file half open. My rook is there. I should play here and keep pressure on f2 maybe. There are rook checks back here, but I don't know. Maybe queen f4, queen back here. That seems too passive. I'm going to go here. I'd like to be able to make use of f4 with my knight eventually, but let's do what here? Gotta think here. If it seems like I'm going fast right now, it's because I kind of have to anticipate that I'm going to be running out of time later in my other games. So, and some of them are already very uncomfortable. Alright, what do we do here? If I push in the center, I want to hang on to my light square bishop. How about a5, b4? That knight let me be disruptive to that knight. That's the idea. Okay, do that. And still nothing here. My opponent's... or was that my move here? No, it's not my move. Over here, okay, I should have pre-moved that. That was bad. Should have pre-moved that. Now, should I take this knight? I think I should before it makes use of this square. Let's take that. And over here, I have nothing. I have to get into the habit of pre-moving those. Rook there. Oh, interesting. Interesting right there. Okay, I could do this move. I'm in a pin. That's really, it's really awkward. King here, rook here, king back. King c3, very awkward. Very, very awkward. I'm going to try it, though. Very, very awkward pin to be throwing myself into, but I want to follow up with rook d1. This knight is very sad on its home square. I have this. I could do a queen trade by force. Could get the queens off. Before I do that, I might want to consider a3 so that at the end of it I have pressure on this pawn. I think that that's the right idea. a3 first, and then I do a queen f5 move. a3, is there anything better? I'm not really seeing it. Let's go with a3. Queen here. Ouch. I have to, I'm losing a pawn. Oh, man. I moved too quick right there. I could get this somehow. Oh, man. Let me see about this. I can't move it either. Oh, crap. I did think about something, the queen coming here, but why didn't I think a bit more about it? Very nice move. If I do queen here, then there's knight takes pawn. Interesting. Okay, what about rook here? Queen takes pawn, and then bishop takes pawn. That might work. To give that a shot. Let's see. Let's see about that one. Okay, my knight's being challenged, and can give a check. I'm not sure what that's leading to. If check, king here, knight here, I just get pushed around with a6. Let's take... I got another move coming. And before it's too late, let's have this defended. And then maybe I could get out of that pin. Okay, now I think rook here, and then I have this as a threat, or maybe target this one later on. Right here, I could defend against pig coming on the 7th. Right here, where are we at? Okay, the knight recaptured. I could get this pawn back. I might not even need to castle now. Just bump my king up. That's interesting. I think I take. There is pressure on this pawn, so depending on how black recaptures, I might have to do something about this. Oh, man. I just dropped a pawn. This one is going way down. Oh, man, I really like this position, too. I really like this one. What about bishop here? Bishop to g5. If I take, the rook takes. And then there's queen takes here. Ouch. No, I can't do this. I'm dropping my rook if I do that. Takes, takes, takes. I'm fighting a very, very uphill battle in this game. Very, very uphill battle. In fact, I can't even win this pawn here. Oh, man, this one's going downhill. Let's see. Man, I really like this position so much earlier, before the queen played to a7. Before it played there, I liked it. My queen is close to being trapped, too. I got to take this bishop. And everybody else is moving right now. This is not a good feeling. Oh, I got to take there. I don't want to look at that one again. Okay, that's an easy one to make. If I'm not careful, I'll be worse off in these ensuing positions. I'd like to get my knight here. Maybe I could go for that. I should probably get out of this pin, though, really soon. Let's do that. King up. They're still deciding on how to capture. Queen here. Oh, this is just a disaster. A big disaster. I have to play rook here or something. Look at how active that queen is. Brutal. She is so active. Pawn push, rook takes, queen takes, bishop, pawn takes, knight. Actually, that doesn't work. Pawn push, rook takes, queen takes A and is on my rook. I think I could already resign this game. Maybe I should do that and then preserve time on my other four. Oh, that's a strategy right there, isn't it? That is definitely a strategy, isn't it? Oh, man. Why I let that queen get there? Man. I'm regretting that really bad. My opponent did well to take advantage of that. I don't have anything good here. There's rook back. Or is there? Could I take here right now? Wait a second. I thought initially the rook could play here. Maybe that is decent. Bishop takes pawn. I think this is my best try. I'm going to try it. Hopefully that works. I feel like I could be losing at any moment. At any moment in that game. Okay, let's threaten to get a pig on the second. I'm going after that A2 pawn. I don't have anything better than the recapture. I should have pre-moved that again. Light square bishop, I think I need to get rid of. It's too good. I want to make use of B1. That's why I want to get rid of that. And now pawn push here, I think, is met with this or something. Pawn push and then this. I could push again. Takes. I take here or something. Let me calculate this. I'm up a pawn in this game. There's pressure on this point. Pawn push here. If pawn push here, I could actually give check and then play bishop f4. I like this move. Hang on to those light squares. The king ran away. Okay, now my light square bishop needs to get working somehow. Knight here I think could work. If pawn push, I could throw in a check or maybe end up having the h-pawn as a target. I'm going to try that. Now knight here, I think it's getting chased away to a square it wants to go to. Pressure on this pawn again. Nothing over here, nothing over here. Here, my opponent is still running the numbers on this one. Nothing going on. Okay, now something's going on, and this is just a killer. Isn't this just a killer move? Is it something as simple as that that's going to kill me right now? I think that's already game over. Oh man, this is already game over. There's nothing I could do here. If I play here, there's rook back. Right? Rook here, there's rook to d4. If I run I can't do anything. I can't take the rook. This queen is just way too active. Way too active, and I'm constrained too much. I don't have anything. I have nothing here. Actually, if I play here, there's rook takes rook, followed by rook mate. Yeah, this is already beat. I think my first thought is that one's already beat. So I'm not even going to pay any attention to it just yet. I might have something. It's not looking good at all. That one seems way dead. Okay. I have this, I have this, I have this. I have this, check, boom, check, grab the rook, grab the pawn. I think that works and is best. Okay, now, should I throw in a check? No, probably not. Because then eventually a pawn push here, my bishop is a bit out of play. So, let's come back where? Let's come back here. Maybe I can make use of this file one day. Bishop back. Rook here. What do I do here? Rook on this file? Seems right. Rook here. Okay, bishop here. I'm threatening a rook check, grab the bishop, and a pawn push to pick up 2 minor pieces for the rook. This one is such a bug. Such a bug right here. See that? Rook here, queen takes rook. Lights out. Leading to mate. Ugh. Bishop here? Oh, wait. Bishop here is the only move or something. Yeah, that's right. That's the only move I could do. I'm losing a pawn, though. Another one. I'm losing another one. He's going down. Okay. So I'm not dropping a piece, but I'm dropping pawns in that one. Okay, I'm glad I didn't resign right away. This one isn't looking too great. King here might be needed. Yeah, this is scary. How do I ever get my king? How do I get my king side developed? Actually, this is still dead because of the same idea. I gotta take like this, and rook takes. This is still dead because of that pressure right there. I should have. No, I couldn't have pre-moved that. I could pre-move this, I think. Maybe there's an in-between rook check that's better, though. I'll hold off on that. This is dead. This is a dead one. No matter what I do, back rank issues. I can't even do this and then recapture because of the pressure. This queen is just fantastic. Unless queen here. Does that work? Queen there. Rook here doesn't work. I think what is my only move? If I do this again, it's the same old story. Queen takes rook. Let me go back to that. It seems dead. And I don't think giving a check is any good. Let me just run with that. Rook here, looking for the lateral movement. If I push, there's check and I drop this pawn. Maybe I need a spot to run with my king. A3. A3, king A2 stuff. There's going to be a lot of pressure placed on this. Let's try that. Rook here, looking for this pawn push. I need to get rid of that light square bishop. How can I do that? King here, maybe? I'd try that. They could double my pawns, but that bishop is very strong. Now, I think rook on the 7th is good. Missing anything? It seems very active. There's a lot of pieces on that same rank. If I take here, the pawn pushes. I just come behind here, get my knight out of the way, and then push to promote. Okay, queen check. Do I come back over here? Oh, you know what's available? A bishop here move or something. That's going to be really scary. Oh, I think I'm dropping this pawn. Oh, that's going to sting. Rook check and then bishop a4. This one's not looking too good. right here. Bishop a4, rook c1, bishop check, king b1. Oh man, this is brutal. These bishops are killing me. They're killers. I think I have to do that. That one's not looking good either, and this one is a tough one too. Oh man, let's see. This is tough. This is tough. Let's see. Pawn push, ready for a fork. I'm not doing a good job to get rid of that light square bishop. Not at all. How about bishop back? And I'm in a position to recapture with my bishop or something. Okay, I think just coming over here, push or move my knight and then push my pawn. This is trouble here. Oh, wait a second. I thought I could play here, but I'm just dropping this. What's the best way to put up resistance? Because I am in big trouble over here. I guess I could try that. This seems like it's a slow grind right here. Let's do that. This game seems like it's dead. Oh, it's because I didn't move. Okay, I think this is my only hope. My only hope. Nothing yet. What's the scariest one? This one right here. The other one is definitely dead. This one's dead. That one is dead. Man. Look at this king side. How did I allow this to happen? I think it had to do with when c5 was played. I made a bad decision there as soon as c5 was played. King position, maybe? Yeah, king position. I want to keep this square available for maybe my knight later on. Yeah, that's a killer. That's definitely a killer right there. Can I salvage a draw somehow? Pawn push I don't think helps. What about this pawn push? No. It's not really working. So much for making use of this. What can I do to maybe be annoying? Can I hold a draw in some way? Opposite color bishop ending. I'm going to try that. I want to try and get off one of the bishops. My knight is getting kicked away. Where does it want to go? It doesn't have very many choices. It's actually pretty happy to see that move. And if there's one move I do not want to see in this next game that I go to, it's G3. If the move G3 is played, I'm resigning. I'm resigning. This is the classic deflection. I have no good move here. This is, I think, already resign time. Let me just check once, check again. How am I doing time-wise on the other games? Okay, fairly decent. There's just nothing here. There's no way I could maintain my queen on this diagonal. This is the one move I was hoping wouldn't be played. I had nothing better, as far as I could tell. Ah, nothing good. This is TKO. Hit the resign button. Resign this game. Game 1. 0-1 so far. 0 wins, 1 loss. I have to make a decision. I don't have anything. My queen is hit. I have to move my queen. And wherever I move it, I lose this. It's very clear. Good game. I have to hit resign. Down. Let me close out of that. It's one less game I have to think about. Down to 4. Oh, man. Okay, knight here. What else is he going to do? Let's go. I want to get both minor pieces off and then put pressure on that B pawn. What can I do here? Pawn push. Right here with my knight and then pawn push. I think that then starts to be clear. Knight here and then pawn push happening soon. The scariest game remaining is this one, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Let's get my knight involved finally. Oh, my opponent resigned this one. Okay, so there's 3 games remaining. Okay, so I got one win, 1 loss. 1 win, 1 loss so far. 3 games remaining. What do I have the least amount of time in? This one right here, and for good reason. For very good reason. Okay, everybody's going into a think, except, okay, this guy has just moved. I want to get rid of the knight. He's a tough guy. He's got to go. And the bishop has to go before my rooks could start to get active on the b pawn. So that's my plan, and I might as well pre-move that one. This one here, I'm up a pawn. And I think after this push, my king just gets a really good position. Oh, man. I just block here? Oh, I block here. Bishop takes knight, rook takes bishop. And then I drop another pawn, but we enter an opposite color bishop ending. If I don't. Well, what about king here and then check? Actually, no. You know, I have to get rid of this bishop. He's too strong here. Here, bishop takes. No, here, bishop takes knight. Rook takes. Bishop takes pawn. Rook right here, and the bishop backs up. I have to try to go for an opposite color bishop ending at this one. Hopefully that works out. Okay, now I think double rooks first. It's double rooks. Bishop d1 to a4, I think. Pawn push here. I think this is winning. I have a good king position. I'm up a pawn. I have possibilities of getting this pawn if the rook leaves. I think that's right. We're going to have a dark square bishop exchange. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Ah, this is the most annoying one. Without a doubt. I think this is the most annoying. Oh, what a good move. Very nice. I have no choice. And my opponent does well to not take right there. That one's not looking good for me. I think I need to just follow through with getting rid of that light square bishop. Okay, I should have pre-moved that just in case, and that's a good move. I could play here. Ugh, I am way stuck. Way stuck. I gotta defend. Like knight here or rook here. If I do this, there's just bishop takes pawn. That's a disaster. Ouch. Okay, I'm down a piece in a knight versus bishop ending in that one. That's not looking very good at all. I think these other two are I think I have this one because of king position and I'm up a pawn at rook activity. This one I'm still working on getting this light square bishop. What else? What else is the scoop here? Let's see. Black is actually running out of time here. There's this increment. Nothing doing yet. This is... It's just... Okay, I'm under 10 minutes with this game. Nothing yet. If pawn takes, I recapture with my pawn, I'm pretty sure. So, I could pre-move that. Okay, a move was made here. And now, by force, I could get rid of the light square bishops. Bishop here. If pawn push, I could play rook here. If bishop here and bishop here, I could play bishop b3. Let me go with that. I don't think I'm missing anything. Okay, had that on pre-move. King is sneaking in. Very nice. This is very good technique by my opponent right here. Very nice king improvement. Very, very good. This is excellent technique. I like this a real lot. There's absolutely nothing I could do. This is very, very nice. Knight or king. Where's the knight? King to d5. I was thinking of this, but after king here, king b2. There's just a series of exchanges, and then bishop takes pawn. Everything is falling. I could have this knight move with check if the king plays here. But actually, no. As soon as I move this pawn, king here, I don't have a knight check because of rook takes knight. This is in a very, very inconvenient pin. And this is exactly why you should not take pin pieces, but rather put pressure on them. And black is doing just that very well. There's no way out. There's no... I think this is maybe the best try, but I'm not even really... It's going to be a rook and pawn endgame. I'm down like 3 pawns or something. I think this, trade those bishops, threatening to take here and just be on the rook. And now king position. Or knight here. Hang on, if I play here, there's a bishop here. I should play this. Oh, this is working because I have a fork threat and I'm on this. Okay, let's take with this one. Does it really matter? No, maybe I want to swing over here, so let's go with this rook instead. Let's see the technique in this one. Okay, I knew I was dropping that. Nothing I can do. And I better get out of the pin right now before it's too late. Let's go, king. I somehow saved that. Somehow. Okay. King position. I was in check. Now there's a couple different forks available. Rook on the 7th. Okay. Now what? Bishop takes. Or might we just see bishop takes pawn? That could actually be a possibility. Check. Or this. More king position. I like this. Coming over with like a mate idea. Right here, and then like knight checks and stuff. King is very deep right there. Okay, I guess I could have pre-moved that. Bishop takes. I have to go with the pawn. Without a doubt. I need king position real bad. And with the increment, it's going to be very difficult to come back from that game. Very, very difficult. No time burners in increments. So when I say time is my best friend, there's no time that I can rely upon with these increments, can I? No, no, no. You're on your own. You are on your own. All right. All right. Oh, I just get this pawn. I have 2 hitting it. It was undefendable. Okay, so that's winning. I don't know why I didn't reference that the last time I looked at it. Okay, I definitely have to go with the pawn. I think there's a really good continuation for my opponent. I should have pre-moved that as well. His pawn is running for the hills. Push, push, and then here, little calculation. 1 push, pawn push, 1 push again. I have this. I think it's working. If king comes here, I could take this pawn and threaten to get the rook. This one's looking pretty good. This one's looking pretty good. This one is not looking good. Yeah. How many pawns am I down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. Okay, let's take here. Getting ready to grab that rook. My king could always run over quick enough to stop that pawn. This is the one I'm most concerned with. Okay. Oh, I got the rook. That's going to be resignation, I think. And this right here is going to be real close to resignation. Oh, rook here, followed by pawn push, threatens mate. I think this is accurate. Rook here, followed by pawn push, or knight e7, followed by rook f8. I think this might be the only move or something. Don't know. I thought pawn push right away was best. Let me get my king up. Maybe if I could Okay, my opponent resigned in that game because of the rook skewer. Good game, Ed Bogo. And also good game to High Eagle. I didn't say that earlier. And who's the other one? I'm forgetting the other name. Good game to the three that I just played. And we finished off with. So down to 2. This is definitely the more difficult one, and I have to stop this pawn push. I have to keep the rooks on the board. My opponent does have 9 minutes remaining, so I have to try to move quickly. It's not looking pretty. I need to get active with my rook. I should probably stick on this game. My opponent's down to 1:15 in this game. So let's stick on this one. This might be the very last one, and I have to still try to work with the clock in this one. To get real active. Really active. Be careful, black. I think earlier when I was in this pin, instead of the rook move, if just 2 pawn pushes, you could have won another pawn or had the rooks off, which is translating into a win. Okay, so I think that this wins. Knight here, it's a forced mate in 2. Right here, followed by rook here next is mate. And it's unavoidable. I could pre-move that. Okay. Good game, Anton. Let me close. And this is the last one. We got about 8 minutes remaining. So I'm actually, since this is the very first time I'm doing a simul, I'm thinking about there being the possibility to take on more than just 5 with this time control and having the increment. I wasn't really looking at, okay, certain games finishing maybe a little bit earlier and me being able to devote my attention to other games. But yeah. I might be able to do more than just 5 for next time. But this is an interesting experience right here. I'm not really used to it, but it's interesting. So, what's the scoop here? It's not looking pretty here at all. Let's see. Less than 7 for my opponent. Okay, I think I could be annoying with my rook. Okay, so far 3 wins, 1 loss, and this looks like it's going to be a loss. Whoa! I could take that pawn. I could take this pawn. I think I take here first, so I'm getting a pawn back. They have a 2-to-1 majority. These guys are going to fall here, though. Yeah. Oh, I have nothing better than that. Interesting move right there. With the rook check here coming up. Very nice. If I do this, king here, rook b1 is met with rook to b3. A rook trade just in king and pawn endgame. I'm in trouble. Yeah, I'm in big trouble here. King here, check. This rook to b3 is very strong. I'm going to be dropping this, or my king is going to be way off sides here, having to defend. I could grab this, but the rook is getting these guys. This isn't working out. Let's see. Rook takes pawn. Not good, not good, not good. Definitely learned something from this game. When that pressure was placed on my d4 pawn, how I reacted was not a good idea. Not good. So, king c2, rook d3. Let's try this. I gotta try something. Let's give it a shot. I gotta go with something. Play on. If only there wasn't an increment, I'd probably be losing all the games. But maybe I would have a better chance with this game. With that 10-second increment, though. Can't have it. It's not happening. Oh, you know what? Maybe if rook here, I give a check and then come over to b5 or b6, and if they take the A, I take the B. So it's still a little tricky. I don't think taking the pawn is correct. I give a check and then come over here. Actually, let's see where the king goes first. Yeah, if it comes over here, I might want to do this move. So right here. Yeah, let's go after this pawn. It's more important than getting this one. Because I'm anticipating this pawn is going to fall or something, and I don't want this pawn, or there to be these two connected pawns. There's got to be some clean approach for black here. There has to be. Who here is watching on Chess Cube as I'm going in defeat? 23 on Chess Cube watching. As I'm going down in flames slowly, although my opponent's clock is ticking. Are they nervous? Are they getting nervous? Where's the endgame technique? Okay. I gotta try for this. I gotta take this pawn. And this seems clean enough of an approach here. I go after this guy. No, I want to go after this guy, I think. Yeah, I think he's more important. So, fishing for a draw here. Very difficult. I see a clean approach for black. A really, really clean approach. Do they see it? That's a good start. King here, rook takes pawn. King here, king here. King here, rook takes pawn, check. King here, threatening my rook and threatening mate. If I come back to defend, then rook over to a2 wins on the spot. I don't have very many choices, so where do I go? King here, maybe. So that when I take this pawn, it doesn't come with check. King c1, king d3, I give a check. If king here, I come back over, I need to get this pawn somehow. I'm going to try coming all the way back like this. So that king here is, okay, well, I got to take this. And go after that pawn. Let's come over here. I need to get one of these pawns. I'm going to be down three pawns to none. 3 pawns to 0. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Very good. I got to do something about that. My king needs to come over here to help. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is way beat. Way beat. There's nothing good here. Right? Yeah, too much to do, and there's not enough stuff here. Pawn push, I can't allow it, but it's going to happen. Let's just see what the winning technique is. What would you do as black? You think about it before the move is played, so you take something away from this loss. Don't have me lose and you not take anything away from it. Oh, it's happening, though. It's definitely happening. King right here is very scary. Let's try this. Get some checking distance in or something. Hang on. Are there any Potzer type stalemates? No, there's none. The rook cuts off my king. My king is sad. It doesn't even want to be seen. Let's hide here. He just wants to hide on rank 0. I want to go over here. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do when you're down 7 pawns? Your king is cut off, and the king is ready to play here and give mate. You get in checking distance. Let's go. Don't you dare quit. One more, and that's... I'm going to be quitting after this next move. You'll never find him. You're never going to get that king. Look at it. Where'd he go? How can you get him now? Let's see how good you are now, black. Let's see how good you are now. Wow. What's going on here with this rookie? Well, I think A2 check is just a winning move. I'm just going to do this. A2 check seems really good. A2 check. And I could resign. If A2 check happens, I'm just going to tip the king. But how can you get him if he runs away? He disappeared. Boom. Where'd he go? I'm having fun here now. Now that I know I'm in a losing position. Where'd he go? There he is. Over here. Ah, man. I actually lied when I said I was going to resign if A2 was played. I thought that this was my only hope for a draw. So maybe my opponent was listening. Is this the listening gambit? I lied when I said if A2 is played, I'm going to resign. I got to use all the tricks available. My king was bobbing and weaving. I was having fun. Psychological tricks. You think I was doing this? No, no, no. You think I was doing this just for fun? I got all the tricks up my sleeve. Sneakiness everywhere. Watch out for the sneakiness. Take this pawn. Oh, wait a second now. Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. Oh, I gotta defend. I gotta come here. Otherwise, rook here and then pawn push, mate. Well, king c3 and pawn push, and I'm a dead man. Or rook takes pawn, getting this one, and then 2-0 majority on both sides. That is TKO. TKO, pick your favorite. Less than 4 minutes. I'm used to saying, oh, sneakiness everywhere. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, do I have a save in the air? Uh-oh. Where's the sneakiness? Where is it? Where is the sneakiness? Where is it? Where's the sneakiness? Perpetual. Perpetual sneakiness? They take the bait? Was that the bait? Did my opponent take the bait? I think the cleanest approach was king b4 to a3, and I was definitely dead. Rook check. Rook check here. I think this is best. Hang on, let me think about it. I got mate, or perpetual. Yeah, I got mate. I'm far off from mate. Silly. Silly. Rook here, the king crosses. I don't want the king to come over in this direction. Let's try here. Take the rook! Come on, come on, come on, come on. Take the rook, come on, just shake hands, right? It's a draw. Power of suggestion, it's a draw. I just keep giving check. You can't avoid that, can you? Or can you? I just follow your king wherever you go. Sneaky, sneakiness, sneakiness, sneakiness. Watch out for the sneakiness. Watch out. Watch out for sneakiness. I might be able to grab that b3 pawn or something and get him or something. I don't know. Ooh, he's stuck here. Earlier, I think b3 would have been lights out, or if the rook didn't take my pawn, again, b4, a3, and then I'm dead. With possibilities of pawn push for mate, and also rook here, mate, I'm dead. I won't go over all the games, but just this one, just the very end, because there was definitely a clean approach. I'm not saying that this is even going to turn out to be a draw, but you know, it could still very well be a win for black, but that was much cleaner. Instead of a2, even b3, having both pawns here controlling these squares. Okay, now the king's going there, and I give check. Where do I give check? Right here, the king starts inching over. I think I keep giving check like this. Yeah. See, if the king goes to any of these squares, I just keep giving check like this. Give check like this or this. Oh, wait a second. Ooh, wait a second. You know what? There's something I even have to watch out for here. I could definitely go wrong. Without a doubt, I could go wrong. There's a interesting variation. I was going to say if king c2 and I gave check. Oh no, actually if rook takes or something, no, the king could have moved or something. No, that would have been all right. I have to give check here now. Right? I have to give check, otherwise it's very simple at this point. If I don't give check in the right square, then there's going to be check followed by promotion with check, and I'm dead. And the only way I could give check is not here successfully, but rather here. So I'm pretty much going to be deciding between 1 or 2 moves for the rest of the game. I'm pretty sure. Okay, now if I do this, the rook can interpose. And if I take the rook, then it's not stalemate. So I have to play here. Okay, so the king is weaseling around. Still stalemate if it's taken. Let's see how this works out. Where is the move here? I might have to like go like a little ring around the rosy here and never let that rook give a block or something. We're gonna see. My moves I think are simpler to make because I just have see I flip a coin basically. And the best that it could end up is just a draw for me. That's the best case scenario. Come on, checky. Let's go. Okay. I don't do this. Or do I? Wait a second. Give check. This pawn is going to be eaten up. Am I okay with that? I give check. I think I want to be like right next to the king wherever he goes. Let's do this. You know you want to take that rook. Less than 2 minutes to figure it out for black. Less than 2. Time's a ticking. Tick, 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 tick. Don't be scared. Come on, let's go. By the way, if you're watching on the stream, feel free to connect. Facebook.com/chessnetwork. Connect. And follow on Twitch if you have not already. This is the first time I'm doing a simul. I have to play here because that's my only check. 1 minute, 20 seconds for black. Another check here. Still a stalemate. Just take that rook. You know you want to take that rook. Is this I think this turns out to be stalemate no matter what, right? Okay, right here, the rook can block. Don't let that rook block. If the rook is able to block, then there's no more stalemates. You gotta go here. Check. You know you want to take him. Alrighty. And if king, well, the king has to play here to prolong the game. So I could probably pre-move this, because otherwise, if I go... No, I don't play here. I play here. If I do this, what's best? I give check? Just keep weaseling around? Does it really matter? Is there a couple different ways? Rook check? Okay, my time is starting to tick. I'm getting nervous here. Hang on. Check. Where are the checks? Check. Right here. Check. Okay, king, I'm not letting you off the hook, man. Wherever you go, I'm giving check. We've been here before. King f2, king here. Or that's actually an easy move to make. I want to go right next to that king whenever I give check. Gotta go here. If I go here, it's no good. Rook takes, and I'm dead. King here, I give check. We go ring around the rosy. I gotta go here, it's the only move. Check. Gotta go here, check. Ring around the rosy. Everybody loves a ring around the rosy. Ah. Oh, let's go here. Gotta go somewhere else, king. If I go here, the rook can block. I don't want to allow that. I think I have the pattern right. It's easy to slip up. If I go here, that's no good. I got to give check here. Give check here, and I think we're in a similar situation as before. King takes, it's a draw. I think I give check here and we're back to square one. We've been here before. Should I offer a draw? I gotta go here. We've been here before. I'm gonna offer a draw. I have to go here. We go ring around the rosy again. Ring around the rosy. Pre-move. This is a draw. If the king goes up here, I keep checking like I do. I just allow that rook to stay right here. My opponent is saying that they need more time to figure it out. That's okay. I want to keep the rook right where it's at. I'm going to keep giving check like this. So I'm gaining time here. This is a long game. Yeah, actually, when was the last capture made? I might end up forced into capturing one of these pawns or something. Wow, what's the solution here? I think it's a draw, but we'll see. Let's go, king. Stay in that corner, buddy. Don't you move. All right. So if he goes up here, I keep checking him. I move right next to him, I think. What's the winning plan? Is there a win here for black? The chat is going wild. The chat is going wild. I could actually devote my attention to actually looking at some of the stuff that's being thrown in there. Give check right here. Let's check. Go here as well. I'm gonna go here. I think the king, if he goes anywhere here, it's same old baloney. There might be something different if one of these pawns isn't off the board with like a rook blocking a check along this file later on or something. But I think I just keep going like this. I think I have it down. Okay, we just keep going. Nothing exciting up here. No little wrinkles to stuff with pawns involved or anything. This rook is non-existent. I don't have to worry about little blocks or anything. Stalemate equals draw. Stalemate equals tie. Even if there's 25 points on the board. Okay, I think I still do this. Give check here. I like this. Just keep going like this, and it's only until the king gets down here, then it's a little bit weird. But I think I keep giving check on all these files. If I ever give check here and the king sneaks to this square, then it's definitely going to be mate. I come over here to give check. So, did you follow that? I'm trying to come up with general principles here. So, I'm trying to explain this in a way that's concise. I think I keep giving check laterally like this. I can't be taken in each instance, and there are no blocks for as long as the king is in this sector of the board. On ranks 4 through 8, I'm okay with. If at some point I give check here, the king goes to b4, and I give check here, and the king goes to a3, then it's a stalemate by force because I have this check and the king has to take my rook. Otherwise, it gets to a point where when I give a check on this third rank, the king goes to one of these second rank squares, in which case I could give check on either e3, d3, c3. And we have the same old baloney where, and then if the king comes around to g1, I do that little ring around the rosy thing again. I think that's the summary if you followed all that. But my only concern is, I guess, if the king once again weasels around in this direction and maybe tries to go up in this way. This once again would be stalemate if pawn takes rook. So, you know what I'm getting at? Okay, same old baloney. Nothing's changing. Up in this section of the board, nothing's happening. If the king goes over here, there's no issues either. Okay, once again, stalemate. If pawn takes rook. And what else? That's true. So some other things to take away from this if you're not familiar with chess too much. Okay, there we go. My opponent just cashed in and claimed it's a draw. I think a computer would be saying the same thing. It might just be split right there, being a draw. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So keep in mind that sort of thing in the endgame. Something I did want to say is the endgame. If 50 moves or more, or excuse me, if 50 moves are made without a capture or a pawn advance, then it's considered a draw. Okay, so the final tally with this Simul, if you're just tuning in late, that was the 5th game that I was playing. I started out with 5 all at once. This was the last game that I was very, very lucky to end up in a draw with, without a doubt. I lost my first game, I won 3, and I drew 1. But it was a really, really fun experience right around the board here. So let me see this position. Let me just show. I'm not going to go through all the games, just this ending position for this one. Wow, there were a lot of rook moves running around. So right here, one thing is that there's still a win here. You could just go here and get this pawn. Just don't allow me to. Don't keep your rook in a position where my king is in stalemate. The clearest win that I saw was right here, after this move right here. I don't know if, well, a2 instead of a2, you play, what? Let's see, that, pawn push, rook here, right here. Instead of taking the pawn, something is really, really clear right now. You can do this. You can move your king to b4. Notice how it's still not stalemate because I have this pawn move. You play to b4. What do? If I give check, you play to a3 with 2 mates in mind. b2 and also rook d1. So king b4, let's say I play b3. King a3. And then how do I defend against b2 mate? Maybe I play to d3 to pin the pawn, but when I do that, I'm leaving my back rank. So if you get your king on a3, I have 2 mates to worry about, and I can't defend against both. So this will be the winning move, king b4 to king a3. Grabbing this pawn, it's actually a draw now. As far as I could tell, it's a draw. So interesting way to end right there. Very cool games. So thank you to everybody who took part in that first Simul on stream. Very interesting experience. I'll look into adjusting the number of players, and I think 25 minutes with a 10-second increment is pretty interesting.